When it was announced that the winner of Contenders Korea would be pitted against the star-studded roster of South Korea, a team made up mostly of players from the NYXL, everyone was excited to see such a high-caliber game. The show match took place on August 13, 2018, and the results were a surprise to everyone. Considering it's in the title of the video, it's no mystery that RunAway beat South Korea. How they did so is what we will be discussing in this video. Let's begin. First thing to know about this particular show match is that it was played on patch 1.26, which of course introduced Hammond, aka Wrecking Ball, into play. Janu from RunAway in particular had brought out the hamster in the grand finals of Contenders South Korea against Kongdu Panthera, showing that the character may in fact have a legitimate place in the competitive scene. In the first map of Lijiang Tower, the fight goes back and forth and it looks equal. This is pretty much what everyone expected and will remain a theme throughout the duration of the set. RunAway manages to clutch it out at the end and takes round 1. Round 2, it seemed like South Korea was treating this as their testing ground, running an unconventional take the high ground comp with Symmetra and Bastion. RunAway punishes this tactic with the power of boops, and Slime manages to take 2 on Lucio. South Korea promptly smartens up and runs a much more standard 2-2-2 composition. This proves fruitful as SK quickly retakes and bounces back, but Stitch reverses it with a 3K later on. We're starting to see a trend here. RunAway manages to finally win it out with a well-coordinated push and a pick on Libero, forcing South Korea to concede the point, and RunAway holds it till victory.
I'm not sure who he caught, but it's going to be Carpe and Fate both dying, and RunAway will just go ahead and close it out. A victory on Lijiang Tower, taking this one 2-0.
On map 2, we finally get what we've been waiting for, the Hammond on both sides. However, the hamster gets put back in the pocket as the match goes on, in favor of more conventional picks. South Korea takes a healthy 3-pointer to kick it off. When it was RunAway's turn, they managed to take the point based off the sheer will of RunAway's tanks. Saminsu drops the Graviton and Bumper capitalizes it with a charge on Jonak. It's important to note that Jonak was likely to get his ult during the ensuing fight, but now that's not an option. Bumper takes out Baby Diva and blocks the bomb, and RunAway chips away at the helpless South Korea, forcing them off the point.
Off here at the moment, just hovering up above as best as he can with the supercharger, just offering up as many chains as they possibly can. Carpe dropping in. It's a nice little right click there onto Jano. Would have liked a little bit more damage with the Meteor Strike, not gonna find it.
About halfway through the map, it looks as if South Korea will get the hold, but they forget that RunAway has the clutch factor. Despite Bumper falling early, RunAway utilizes Janu's self-destruct to create space for Slime to get the Resurrect off on their main tank. Taking advantage of the space, Huxel zeroes in on Libero out of position with no backup, and quickly takes him out with no issue. Returning to the fight, Huxel notices Jonak sneakily taking pot shots in the high ground, again out of position. After an easy 2-tapper, his sights turn onto Fate, who is desperate to run the 12-second timer out by stalling. This is made fruitless by Bumper's Shatter, which incapacitates both of South Korea's tanks. Fate gets melted and Meko gets the hell out of dodge. South Korea concedes the point and RunAway carries the momentum through to the end of the map on overtime. South Korea is given 2 minutes to push and manages to get it done, but not without decent resistance from RunAway. The series goes 1-1 and everything's still looking evenly matched. Much to our surprise, RunAway decided to go to Hanamura, which has historically been one of their weakest maps. RunAway doesn't care. They run goats and capture the point with a 7-minute time bank, and capture B shortly thereafter. From this showing, RunAway is making South Korea look like a 6-stack in quick play. It's South Korea's turn to push, and RunAway hides themselves away in the neighborhood ramen shop. Right as they're passing, Twilight purples them with his Bionade and it initiates the battle, isolating Jonak Zenyatta, eliminating South Korea's primary DPS, and Bumper catches Meko off guard with a well-timed charge, and finishes off Brigitte with a backhand swing. The level of confident innovation here by RunAway allows them to take a sizable chunk of time out of South Korea's push. The ballsy strat we just saw proves that RunAway can pull unconventional plays out of the hat and succeed at them, unlike what South Korea has shown previously. Ultimately, South Korea's momentum is killed and they fail to capture point A on Hanamura. The series goes 2-1 for RunAway. On Gibraltar, we see stomps from both sides. The first round was dominated by South Korea, easily getting a full push. The second round, we are blessed with this Doomfist play from Huxel, which secures the capture.
Gonna be ready, dashes for it. Meteor strike in the last second, takes himself out, denies away the res. Oh no, barely gets it off in time to Zark. He puts Carpe back into the fight, but Hoxel, it doesn't matter. He doesn't give a damn. He finds a Meteor strike kill onto the Mercy, then follows up for the kill onto the just rezzed Widow. Fantastic play for him. This is why I wanted to see this pick.
Unfortunately for RunAway, South Korea manages to full hold them before the second point and claims the map win. Of course, the set goes to Game 5. The final round will take place on Oasis, and RunAway unapologetically runs goats right off the bat. South Korea, however, is main tankless, running Hammond and D.Va as their space makers. South Korea, unable to break the relentless defense of the goats comp, are forced off the point, despite South Korea getting the initial pick on Slime. RunAway maintain a dominating presence on the point, forcing trades when one of their own gets picked. South Korea, in response, gets the Resurrect off onto the Hamster. But any plan they had is shut down by Summonsoo dropping his Graviton. Resurrect wasted and push over. RunAway climbs past 35%. Now let's talk about Libero's Pharah for a second. Running Pharah is a direct counter to goats on paper, but if the enemy D.Va can do this without contestation,
this is gonna be Janu chasing up, he'll get the kill.
You're going to have a hard time. Meanwhile, Bumper is proving he's Overwatch League ready with a massive Earth Shatter on 3 South Koreans. The question is, where was Fate to block the Shatter? He's right here, charging into the enemy backline, leaving his team exposed.
Has the Shatter, slams it down, finds everybody.
Skipping forward, RunAway manages to fend South Korea off and gets a full 100-0 hold on Oasis Gardens. Onto City Center, we see the familiar goats from RunAway and Dive from South Korea. Due to the production's buffering issues, we do not know what happened here and RunAway reaching 37%. But we can assume it looks similar to the last round. Moving forward, we see a full retreat in progress from South Korea, and big staggers coming from RunAway. On South Korea's next push, Meko eats up Summonsoo's ult, but Bumper clutches it with a crucial charge on a solitary Winston in their backline. South Korea has no choice but to retreat once again, but Carpe has other plans. During the retreat, he snags a huge pick onto RunAway's Zarya, creating an opportunity for his team to push in. Libero concussion mines his way into position for a barrage, whilst Bumper shatters Meko. Bumper single-handedly ensured that South Korea would only ever have one enemy tank on the point at all times. At this point in time, South Korea has 5 combatants on the field, RunAway 4. Easy win for South Korea, right? Wrong. Bumper gets a charge onto Carpe, and subsequently is bumped and booped around the entire point, allowing him to endlessly swing and build his ult incredibly fast. He waits out Transcendence and solo shatters D.Va to demech her. Bumper only wants one enemy tank on the point, remember? South Korea's Monkey is back and on the middle roof. Libero needs to dip out and reach a health pack. Monkey hops down to contest, is instantly met with an angry bubbled Lucio, and jumps out again. Libero returns to the fray, but doesn't fall fast enough to take Fate's spot to contest. The match goes to RunAway. So how did RunAway, a Contenders team, beat South Korea, a team comprised mostly of elite tier Overwatch League based players? It came down to RunAway being well practiced at what they are good at, while South Korea is still building chemistry on a team level. RunAway was fresh out of the Contenders finals versus Kongdu Panthera, and Goats Comp is slowly but surely taking the spotlight in the entire tier 2 scene, making RunAway the strongest goaters. Here we were shown the proficiency RunAway had with the comp, and how desperate attempts to counter it, including Widow to pick off the healers and Pharah to abuse the lack of range, were futile. The tanks of RunAway were played to such a degree that they disabled South Korea's tanks from doing their job. It was a good match and we recommend watching the whole thing. To all you South Korean fans out there, not to worry. This match doesn't mean South Korea is bad. It just means RunAway is really good. We hope to eventually see RunAway picked up out of Contenders for an Overwatch League team, especially after this performance, and not to mention claiming a victory against Kongdu Panthera a few weeks ago. But that's all from us. What do you think about how South Korea played? And more importantly, what did you make of RunAway's performance and how it countered some of the best players in Overwatch? As always, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below.